Welcome to the Sector Spin with Terry. In this video series, I share with you what I'm watching each week in various sector industry subgroups. This week, as the markets continue to consolidate, we should anticipate an end to this sideways to lower price action eventually. When the market's under pressure, you generally are sitting on the sidelines, but you don't need to be idle during this time. Use this time to look for stocks that are outperforming the index, as these may be your next market leaders when the overall uptrend resumes. Here I'm using the scanning manager on the S&P 500. Now, what I'm going to look for are stocks that turned to a new northeasterly heading this week that were not in a northeasterly heading last week. What I call this a hook formation. Stocks showing a northeasterly heading generally have the characteristics of both increasing momentum and increasing relative strength. So the script I've got here is a little bit complicated, but not really, just using some standard lingo. But the prior week is not in the northeasterly heading. That means that the heading is greater than 90 degrees. But the current week is in the northeasterly heading. So there's a little trick here in Optima script language that allows you to, with these little brackets here, basically that puts you 1 week back, 1 week time frame. So more information on scripting languages, please see the Optima Help channel. So that's my first condition. My second condition here is to define northeast a little bit tighter than 0 and 90. What I want to do here is just get a little bit more rotation to the right. So I'm going to go between 10 and 80. And then finally, my third criteria is to limit this to stocks that are either in the leading or the weakening quadrant. And anything in the leading or weakening quadrant is basically going to have an angle less than 180 degrees. Okay, so that's how I put that together. I do this because I want to find stocks that are already running with outperforming relative strength to the benchmark. Now, you could leave this out, get a larger list that covers all 4 quadrants, but then you might have to apply different analysis on your underperforming stocks versus the outperforming stocks. Now, after running this scan, here are my results, and I have limited this time frame to just the most recent week here. And so out of 500 stocks, the scan has returned these 7. Google's in here twice, but so there's 7. Okay, let's take a look here. So we have Google, we have T. Rowe Price, we have NDAQ, which is in my S&P 500 list as the NASDAQ. I know that's an index, but apparently there's another stock here or an ETF that you could use and trade. And I find that interesting that we've actually seen that hook formation in the NASDAQ back to the northeast. So here's AON, here's Facebook, Williams Brothers, and Ametek. Over here on the rotation, watch as I animate back and forth between last week and this week, last week and this week. Well, last week Facebook's heading was slightly greater than 90 degrees, so it was not technically moving northeast. Here is the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ was heading at 113. Here's AON, obviously moving south. Ametek was moving at 118. Williams Brothers moving south. T. Rowe Price moving south. And Google moving south. Now, when these vectors are pointing south and southwest, we say that they are losing momentum, and that they are, if they're moving to the west, then they're also losing relative strength, right? So AON is just losing momentum but not losing relative strength. Google losing both. Well, this week the tables have turned. So now you see the initial hook formation here in all of these stocks is back to the northeast, including Facebook. Facebook is heading is now 76 degrees, and so all of these, and this is really important here. These stocks are now showing a reversal move, and they are positioned now to move further into an outperforming condition. Further to the right and the further up you can move, the more outperforming the benchmark, which is the S&P that sits here at the coordinate axis here. Well, let's take a look at the price action on each of these stocks, and I'm going to switch layouts to make the price chart bigger for you. Let's start here with Google. Now, as you can see, Google likes to move higher in a stair-step fashion, and it makes a big move, then it consolidates sideways to play catch-up here to its 50-day simple moving average. And it appears to have done so once again. As I zoom in here to the most recent consolidation, it shot up, ABC down. We may still, this consolidation, we can't say that it's over just yet, but I will say that if I extend this 50-day SMA out a little bit, that we either already completed the consolidation here, or maybe just have a little bit further to go. So just kind of looking at the sideways action, this is more directional, this was more sideways, but it allows the play catch up here with the moving averages before pushing higher. T. Rowe Price, oh, by the way, Google's up 1.69% this week as I'm recording. T. Rowe Price is up a 1.11%. Here's price action on T. Rowe. It has been in a nice steady uptrend, basically since beginning of November. Nice parallel uptrend channel running here. There is recent consolidation happening since about May 10th with this choppy action here, but you see the green bars. These green bars here tell me that the trend is still in a leading condition. Now here's an NDAQ symbol. The NDAQ happens to, like I said, happens to be in my S&P 500 list. You can trade this as a proxy to trading the index itself. This green line is the 20-day simple moving average. You can see that we are now trading above that 20-day simple moving average. Indeed, all three of the moving averages, the 20, the 50, the 200-day, are all moving higher still. Overhead resistance is defined here, but there's no hardened rule that says that is the absolute top, right? So the uptrend is actually still looks to me like it's in play here for this stock. Now here's AON. So AON, its pre-COVID high was taken out. This is the pre-COVID high. Pre-COVID high was taken out cleanly here at the beginning of May. There's April 30th, yeah, at the end of April. The huge move higher. AON is soaring to new all-time highs as it continues its uptrend. Indeed, it actually has penetrated above the break to the upside on this uptrend channel line. Okay, so that's very interesting. Let's take a look at Facebook, which recently confirmed completion of a triangle. This was our triangle in Facebook. It's broken out above that, and it's moving higher in a possible diagonal. Now, the most recent price consolidation action is overlapping this previous move. Thus, to me, the hint of an ending diagonal is in development here as it continues to move higher in an uptrend for now. Here's Williams Brothers. Williams Brothers has also been moving steadily higher, and it has taken out its pre-COVID highs, but it still has some overhead resistance from previous historical levels that it's pushing towards right now. There's a support level. There's a support level that it's found historically. Your next target level is really at this 2850 handle, and you can see the most recent historical highs. There are several layers above there that will continue to be resistance targets, but the trend is moving higher. Finally, there is Amatec, which has also been continuing a steady move higher. In its recent consolidation, you can see right here, is finding support now at the 50-day simple moving average and this lower uptrend channel line. So I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. If you followed any of my recommendations, let me know how you did, what your go-forward plans are for those positions you're holding. And as always, best wishes in your trading ventures, and be sure to check us out at tradinganalysis.com.